On India's 68th Republic Day, there was a very interesting statement from Jammu and Kashmir Chief Minister Mehbooba Mufti. It's the same day when the UAE had its forces march in line with India. UAE, remember, is Pakistan's very, very old ally. Speaking of Mehbooba Mufti, striking a discordant note from her predecessors, Mufti insisted today that there will be no talks with Pakistan till there is peace. A Republic Day address essentially put the onus back on Pakistan to ensure a crackdown on cross-border terrorism. With the walls closing in, Pakistan is increasingly finding itself globally isolated and pincered. We'll take a look at the story first. We'll come back to the debate after. Take a look.
While Pak's all-weather ally UAE marches with India on Rajpath, from Jammu and Kashmir, the Chief Minister sounds a warning. Peace is a prerequisite for talks with India. As the walls close in, is Pak reading the writing?
अमन हो तो बातचीत मुमकिन हो सकती है। अमन हो तो हमारे मुल्क हिंदुस्तान और हमसाया मुल्क पाकिस्तान में फिर से दोस्ती की बहार आ सकती है, जिससे रियासत के अंदरूनी माहौल पे मस्बत असर पड़ेगा। अमन हो तो रियासत में तामीर व तरक्की का दौर दौरा हो सकता है। सड़कें, अस्पताल, स्कूल और बिजली के मंसूबे बन सकते हैं।
Striking a discordant tone from her predecessors, Mufti, like her coalition partner BJP, has put Pak on notice.
Absolutely, I think Mehbooba Mufti has said the right thing, and she said it boldly. And my admiration for her goes up. Good. And we agree with it, of course, wholeheartedly. I agree with her, and I think most of my party does.
Peace is the only way forward, and human beings progress when there is peace. Society progresses. And that is something that if Mehbooba Mufti ji is speaking, she's speaking exactly what matters.
It's good that Mehbooba ji has also realized that, and this has been a part of our agenda, and we are always speaking in one voice that should give a strong message to Pakistan.
But opposition parties take potshots at the PDP-BJP alliance, saying they themselves are to blame for this unrest.
During the last 3 years, when Mehbooba Mufti was part of this PDP government, what happened is that the situation in Jammu Kashmir and the relation with India and Pakistan has only worsened. So they should introspect.
The two alliance partners seem clearly to be pulling in opposite directions. They are not on the same page. And as a result, governance in Jammu Kashmir has suffered. There does not seem to be any roadmap or strategy to deal with the situation.
As home and abroad consensus against Pak builds, Pakistan slowly gets isolated and pincered. Bureau Report, NewsX.
Joining us right now will be Sudesh Verma of the BJP, Madhu Gaudyashki of the Congress Party. We'll also be joined in a bit by Ved Pratap, Vedic political analyst, also a very active member of the track to diplomatic forums that we've seen and heard of over the last few years. Lieutenant General retired Raj Kadyan joins us. Thank you all for being with me. Let me start, if I could, with Sudesh Verma. Ms. Mehbooba Mufti seems to be changing tack here, Sudesh. Is it a result of her finally seeing light, as some have said, or is it the result of pressure that has been exerted on her party by an alliance partner, your party, the BJP? Because not too far back, Mehbooba Mufti was the biggest proponent of talking to Pakistan, whether there was peace in Kashmir or not. She had said that there is no other way, no other option but to talk to Pakistan to resolve all issues, including the Kashmir issue. What has prompted the change today?
You know that the BJP's stand has been consistent, that there cannot be talks with Pakistan till it stops funding terror, till it stops supporting terror from across the border. And this is the reason that twice talks took place like UFA and Bangkok, Bangkok NSA level talks. And we insisted that terrorism is something which we cannot compromise. And Pakistan was forced to accept it. And coming to your question about pressurizing, there is no question of pressurizing. It's an alliance which is based on issues facing Jammu and Kashmir, and development is the key issue. And of course, development suffers because of terrorism. It's good that Mehbooba ji has realized, it's her own realization. And it should silence the critics, those who used to say that we speak different voices. Ideologically, we are on the same page, and in the entire country actually is on the same page. And those who were talking of, in different language, like Hurriyat and others, and those who wanted to say that without Pakistan, this is not possible in the valley.
What about the criticism coming in from other
that
political
is a
parties
good thing about
today
this country.
that say that Mehbooba Mufti says one thing one day when a little bit of pressure is created because there is unrest in the valley, or there are killings, or there is unrest or protests as well. Mehbooba Mufti starts talking soft separatism. Today, when there has been a certain lull in protests, a certain lull in marches there in Kashmir, she now says there can be no talks with Pakistan till peace prevails. Now, this is a very, very ideal line to take for a mainstream politician. I'll give her that. But don't you think this newfound realization is far too late when her father, the late Mufti Saab, had, in fact, on the eve of his victory in the J&K elections, thanked Pakistan and people across the border for the peaceful elections held in Jammu and Kashmir. Don't you think this is a bit of two-faced diplomacy that we are seeing right now?
Maybe things have turned full circle, and this realization is the final realization. Because you see, those who are looking to Pakistan for resolution of Jammu and Kashmir issue are surely going to get rebuffed. Even people there, even a section of the society there, that may be believing that yes, without Pakistan is not possible, because our issue is our issue. If Pakistan is sending terrorism, we'll tackle it at their level, we'll tackle it at international level. But at the same time, they cannot hold peace hostage, and that is the crux of the message. And opposition parties should welcome it.
Fair enough. Madhugaud Yashki.
It has come on 26th January.
Fair enough. It's a 26th January speech. I understand that. And it seems, Mr. Madhugaud Yashki, that Mehbooba Mufti and her party, the PDP, is finally talking the same language as the BJP. She says very clearly, unless there is peace in the valley, unless the violence stops, there is no point in talking to Pakistan. Now, that's a message at one level going to Pakistan, that they will not find any soft separatism in Jammu and Kashmir, at least within the mainstream political party. That's a positive. Let's admit that. On the other hand, however, there are still questions about how convenient this is as far as Mehbooba Mufti is concerned. She's not only taking a departure from her earlier stated own position, but also that of her father, whose legacy is continuing today.
The first and foremost question here comes up: is she speaking her own mind, or is she speaking since BJP and Mr. Modi Sarkar last phase and making her to raise this, that peace talks has to continue? Mr. Modi used to say that मैं 56 इंच की छाती दिखाऊंगा, जब बंदूक बरसता है तो बातचीत नहीं होगी. All this high talk, and he completely took U-turn when he became the Prime Minister. And the shawl diplomacy, cake-cutting diplomacy has failed. And one day the BJP, the NDA Sarkar talks about initiating talks. Second day they calls off. It's a blow hot, blow cold, and it's confused strategy of the Mr. Modi Sarkar is being exposed so far. Talks definitely has to go on, we've been saying that. But the same the BJP used to oppose.
But at what cost, sir?
One day they
are you saying Mehbooba Mufti is saying something wrong when she says that talks cannot go on while there is export of terrorism on Indian soil, especially in Jammu and Kashmir? What has she said wrong on a policy level? I can understand her political compulsions, and I will be critical of the political compulsions and U-turns. But on a policy level, sir, don't you think this is the right message that should be going across to Pakistan?
What? I said it is the marriage of convenience between PDP and BJP took place. There is no formal, constructive planning to develop the Kashmir or to initiate a dialogue. So far, if you look at it, since PDP and BJP Sarkar in Jammu and Kashmir, the violence increased, the Pakistan flags you yourself have seen so many times, your channel has shown up how they're doing it. So what we are trying to say here again and again, whether the Modi Sarkar has a constructive plan to deal with Pakistan.
Okay.
After 26/11, we successfully isolated Pakistan, brought international pressure on Pakistan to contain its support for terrorism.
Okay.
Patankot incident happened, you invited ISI agents itself to the country to visit the
Sudesh wants to respond to this.
So Mr. Modi has to, the Honorable Prime Minister has to come out clean. What kind of strategy he has? So far is confused. The NDA Sarkar is completely confused. What we are trying to say again and again, Athar, is country, he should take country into confidence. He doesn't discuss with the
Athar.
parliament. He doesn't share
Athar.
with the parliament. He doesn't share this issue with the parliament. When it's deal with Pakistan, no political party in the country will oppose it. We are all one.
Mr.
We want to
Yaqi.
send a message to Pakistan that India is one when it
Athar,
deals
Athar,
with the
can I come in?
terrorism.
Yes, Sudesh, go
India
ahead.
is one when it's Pakistan supporting terror groups.
Sudesh
That we
Verma.
should come out strongly with one voice,
Athar,
condemn
Athar,
Pakistan.
you see,
But Mr. Modi
the
doesn't do
Congress
that.
Was in power. The Congress was in power in Jammu and Kashmir. It did not do anything to resolve the issue. You know what kind of statements were coming out. You know how Congress leaders have behaved after Mr. Modi came to power. Two significant leaders went to Pakistan. One spoke of toppling Modi government with the support of Pakistan. And the Congress is now trying to teach us morality on Jammu and Kashmir. Jammu and Kashmir, please keep politics off. We have come
What are
together.
you
everyone
talking?
knows we have
What are you
declared
saying,
that
Mr.
we got
Verma?
separate mandate. We came together.
What you
There is
saying
peace in the valley.
is Mr.
There was
Modi,
no
uninvited guest went and bowed his head
There was
to
no
in front of
alternative government
Nawaz Sharif.
possible. You know about this.
Come-
This was an open alliance.
Come on.
And we
Congress
respected
will
the
never
mandate
do
of the
that. What are you
people.
talking?
We respected the mandate of the people. who
What are you
voted
talking?
differently. So don't
It
question
is
this
you.
alliance.
It is Prime
And
Minister
we came
Modi.
because of
You
the
went and
competition.
ate the
You did
cake
not do
and they
anything.
come and attack in
Jammu and
Pathankot.
Kashmir. What is steps you
You
took to resolve
re-attacked.
it? You were in power for so long. You are not
Okay,
able to
I want to
resolve
go
the
across to
fact
Ved
that
Pratap
South
Vaidik,
is
blaming
Valley.
somebody
baseless
who has
allegations.
experience of traveling
What
to
is
Pakistan,
language?
which
You
became
spoke
controversial, that he's been
Pakistan
part
is
of track
utter
for a
fail.
very long time. I want to know from someone who's, I would like to believe apolitical
you
in
are
this.
dealing
Hold on.
with Pakistan
Hold on.
after failed.
Hold on. Ved Pratap Vaidik, when Mehbooba Mufti, a chief minister who has strong roots really in a policy that advocated the healing touch in Kashmir, that advocated rehabilitation of surrendered militants, and always talked about talking to Pakistan or a dialogue with Pakistan no matter what to resolve the Kashmir issue. When today she comes forth and says that there will be no talks with Pakistan unless there is complete peace that is prevailing in the valley and terror export stops from Pakistan. Do you think, one, that is born out of political expediency, or two, do you think there's the realization, which is more in alignment with national parties, that talking to Pakistan while there is terror coming across from the border is absolutely a waste of time? Mr. Ved Pratap Vaidik, what are your thoughts on this?
Well, I feel what Mehbooba is saying has many reasons. First of all, she must be quite tired of all these Pakistani activities on our territory. She has been a moderate politician, but now she must be tired. Secondly, she must be also concerned about BJP's tiredness with all these terrorists. She must be trying to build real bridges with the BJP. Thirdly, she might have made this statement only for the time being, because she also knows, and Pakistanis also know, that without discussions, without negotiations, without talking, there is no way. The gates are closed, the doors are closed. And our government has been talking to Pakistan sometimes regularly, sometimes abruptly, and Pakistanis are very keen to talk to us. I believe we should not only talk to the Pakistani leaders, but to the army leaders of Pakistan. They have the real strength. They enjoy the real power. And I personally believe that we must talk to the terrorists even, as I went there and talked to Hafiz Saeed and many others.
But you are
We
aware,
have to
Mr.
change
Vaidik, that's
the
a very
terrorist
controversial
minds also.
statement you're making,
We
sir.
must approach all
I'm
those
sure
people
you are aware
who
that when you say that you should also talk to
How
militant
can-
outfits
Yeah, yeah.
across
Yes,
the border,
how
it's a
can
very
you talk to
controversial
terrorists?
statement. People
Yeah, yeah.
raise their hackles in a second when you say that, sir.
Terrorists?
Are you
Militant?
still standing by that?
Yeah, yeah. I know.
Oh.
I know that, but you see, for the last 50 years, I have been talking to all kinds of people who were working against India. And I don't say that I'm an angel and I can change their hearts and minds, but it definitely has an impact on them.
All right.
They feel very sorry.
Okay.
Sometimes they
I'm
feel
not sure if
ashamed.
that's going to be enough,
Sometimes
Mr.
they
Vaidik.
feel
Them feeling
embarrassed.
sorry about it,
So
I'm not
I
sure that's going to
personally
convince
feel, I
half
don't
the-
say the, I don't say, no, it's not enough. No, it's not enough. No,
I don't
please
think-
listen to me. What I am trying to say, that there are many ways and means, not only one means. There is not only one way to tackle this problem.
Okay.
Yes.
Give me a second
we
with
should be
General
very
Raj
tough,
Qadian now.
very strong against the terrorists.
General Raj
And
Qadian.
no government of
I would
India
like to.
Yes,
has
sir.
I
shown
would
their
like to hear
toughness.
from Mr.
One second,
Verma.
one second. General Raj
Is
Qadian,
BJP
you heard
supporting
Mr.
to
Vedic
talking
right
to
now.
terrorists?
Yeah, that's what he said, and I pointed out to him it's a controversial statement, but he stands by it. Before you come, Madhuga Dyashki, I just want Raj Qadian to come in here. You heard what Mr. Vedic said, General Qadian. Do you believe that, first of all, if Mehbooba Mufti made that statement, whatever her reasons were, it might just be temporary? Tomorrow we could see her being a politician, and consummate politicians always change their opinions about everything, no matter what the issue is. Would you say, first of all, this could be temporary? And two, your thoughts on what Mr. Vedic said later, that talk should go on regardless?
I think what Mehbooba Mufti has said, to the effect that talk can be possible only if there is peace, I think is in line with our national policy, and that is a very sensible statement to come out of the elected chief minister. Let us assume the fact that if the relation between the two countries have to improve, dialogue is the only route. But for the dialogue to take place, there have to be conditions which are conducive to talking. Pakistan cannot expect India to talk while they are still carrying a smoking gun. Right. And I think the policy of the present government, let us ignore what was said during electioneering. That always happens in a democracy. But from the time that the present government came in power, I think they have made very sincere and concerted efforts to extend a hand of friendship toward Pakistan. Modi himself has gone out of his way by attending Nawaz Sharif's family wedding. But there has been no positive response. Within 1 week of that visit to Lahore, you had Pathankot. After that, you had Uri. Then, of course, the attacks keep taking place in the valley. No respectable country can talk to a neighbor under these circumstances. It is for Pakistan to realize. Now, who do we talk to? That is as a democratic government, we can only talk to an elected representative in a neighboring country. That happens to be Nawaz Sharif. Unfortunately, the reality is Nawaz Sharif is not in control. He is only in power.
But General Qadian, do you believe...
Whether we should talk to the generals in the army, of course there is...
But General Qadian, since I'm short on time, I'm going to ask you a very quick question, General Qadian.
It is unthinkable that we should be talking to people like Hafiz Saeed.
General Qadian, very quickly, let me ask you, do you believe that a politician like Mehbooba Mufti giving this message across to Pakistan, and even a so-called, by her critics, her worst critics describe her as a soft separatist, when a so-called soft separatist mainstream political party leader who happens to be the Jammu Kashmir Chief Minister says that no talks with Pakistan unless you stop exporting terror, is that a message that should ring in Rawalpindi at all?
I think on the face of it, it is a very correct statement, a very good statement by signaling to Pakistan that if you want to talk to us, stop terror. Pakistan is acting very cleverly. They have stopped firing across the line of control because that suits them. They don't have the ability to sustain long firing across the line. But we should not de-link the terror attacks inside the valley from the ceasefire line.
All right, fair enough.
When there is a terror attack, no matter how deep inside it is, we should assume it is a ceasefire violation and proceed accordingly.
Fair enough. I am completely out of time. I would have liked to continue this discussion because I have many more questions for Mr. Vedic. Unfortunately, I'm out of time, Mr. Vedic, so hopefully I'll wait for the next time I interview you and we'll talk Kashmir and all things terror. Thank you for joining us, Mr. Vedic, Mr. Sudesh Verma, Madhuga Dyashki, as well as General Raj Qadian. That's all the time I have. I'm